Welcome back to What the Flicks, where you come for all your film and TV show needs. I'm Harrison.
And I'm Gabi.
If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe on this video. Please leave a comment down below after you watch it. Tell us what you think, what you like, what you don't like. And all of our social media links are also going to be in the description box below. So please follow us there. Today's
topic, we're talking about Pixar and what is Pixar's Magnum Opus. Is it I almost forgot what we were talking about. Oh my gosh, I'm tripping. Is it Ratatouille or is it The Incredibles? Now, just in case you don't know, the Magnum Opus is defined as an important work of art. And whether it's literature, music, art, any of that. It's regarded as the most important work of art. So if we were just talking about regular Disney movies, you could say that their magnum opus is Lion King. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be the best movie, but it's the most important one.
Or I guess, influence.
Right. That would be right.
Yeah.
Because one of the top memories of most people that are alive right now would have Lion King in their memory. Lion King is, I would say, fatally like one of Disney's biggest movies.
Mm-hmm. Yep, 100%.
So that would it really cemented itself as Disney's magnum opus in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be the best movie in the sense of plot. Its form of influence, its importance to people is what makes it the magnum opus.
And some of y'all are smoking that good gas because freaking Ratatouille. Okay, all right.
Like I said, its sense of importance is different than how good you perceive the movie to be.
Yeah.
Whether that movie is your favorite or whether you think it's the best, like Pixar movie, is completely different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it's, like I said, it's two different things. It's two different things. Because at that point, it becomes subjective. It would have to be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even then, it would still have to be a wee bit subjective. Because after Ratatouille came out, it was, I think I didn't connect with Ratatouille as much as a lot of people did when it first came out. I've been watching it, like rewatched it a couple times since I saw like the debate about Ratatouille being the magnum opus, and I was like, because I didn't see it, I didn't really connect with it that much when I was a kid, but seeing that so many people that watched it when we were kids, Ratatouille came out in 2007, and so what I we had to be in middle school. So a movie that was made so intricately in '07 is not something that you're keep it so tightly trapped in your mind. It's not, it has a very compact wasn't the word I was looking for, actually. It has, the story is actually very, very spread out. It's telling a long story and it's very well told. I think that it's a very grown up story, and much like The Incredibles, it's something that you connect with more as you get older. And more so than The Incredibles, I feel like I connected with it more as an adult than I did, or I understood it more as an adult than I did when I was a kid. Because The Incredibles, there were still parts of it as a kid that I understood, but as an adult, I definitely understand it more, if that's making sense.
No, yeah, because you see more like grown jokes and also like the different innuendo type.
That's not even what I mean.
Or what do you? Okay.
I just mean the themes of the movie are very adult. for both
Oh
of
yeah,
the
yeah,
for both of the movies. With Ratatouille, his struggle to find his passion, to be able to be accepted to find his passion. I mean, what person our age in their 20s, in their early to mid 20s, like isn't struggling to find a passion, to be able to be accepted into finding a passion, to be wanting to create something? Who doesn't want that, right?
right.
Like that's something that I think many people connect with, and I think that's why
You talking
that
about
people
Linguini or Remy?
Remy, that's literally his story. He's not able to because society says that he
So,
can't do that, right? Because
yeah,
he's a rat,
he's
right?
only supposed to be a rat, supposed to scavenge versus actually loving food and wanting to actually make food and be a chef
Right.
and all this other stuff,
In
right?
his heart, he yearns to create. Like he's not supposed to create. His family doesn't want him to do that, and
Right.
some of us know about having families that don't exactly
Yeah.
understand like what you want
Mm-hmm.
and your desires.
Yeah.
And the more you watch it, the more you realize that like it just kind of all unfolds in front of you. And it's a beautiful movie, honestly. And that's why
Yeah.
I feel like you don't connect with it as much as a child. Like, sure, it's cute or whatever when you're a kid, but as an adult, you're like, wait a second.
It really hits. It really hits home.
Hmm. And
Yeah.
then Michael Giacchino always
Yeah.
with
He
this
always snaps. He always
with
snaps.
this the scene where he's going up through the when he's going up through the pipes and you can hear his little the pitter patter of
Mm-hmm.
his feet through the
Mm-hmm.
score. Always Michael Giacchino, always, because he's an amazing. He is
One of the best.
amazing.
One of the best composers.
You know, he did like the Jurassic World movies,
I think I knew that, but I'm not surprised. I'm not. Freaking genius composer.
right? But yeah, it's just and something also that I was watching a video about that they pointed out all the other Pixar movies literally start out with almost like a loud intro. Like when you think about Monsters Inc. Or like
Yeah.
every Pixar movie has like a loud intro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Ratatouille just starts off with this dim, rainy intro.
Yeah.
It literally starts off with a picture of like just dim, it's rainy, it's gloomy. It starts off at Remy's
And then
lowest point
and
and
then
then
pow.
builds, right? It builds up for the movie when he gets to Paris. So the palette changes.
Mm-hmm.
The score changes, the palette of the scene changes, like everything changes as he moves from a different part of Paris, not Paris, but France.
Yeah.
And I thought that was interesting. It had been a minute since I actually watched it, so I had to rewatch it earlier, and I was like, that was actually quite beautiful.
Yeah. I think even though I think The Incredibles is Pixar's Magnus Opus, um,
Magnum.
Magnum. I think what Ratatouille. I said, well, with Ratatouille, you see, it feels more vibrant. Like you actually feel the vibrant of the colors, and because you don't really, I mean, you see colors in Pixar films, but with Ratatouille, I don't know, it felt different as far as I guess cinematic wise,
It
like
was a
showing
it was a plot point.
right, like seeing France. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really want to go to France like that until I saw Ratatouille, and I saw all the food and everything, and how they showed um the essence of French culture
Cuisine.
cuisine. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, yeah, culture and cuisine, but mainly
Yeah.
cuisine. I see why it's like you said. I see why a lot of people love Ratatouille, even though I don't agree with it. But I get it. Because even you, I don't think I've ever seen a scene where when Remy was telling his brother, like describing to his brother about
Mhm.
his different senses of like, okay, what are you tasting? And you see the different pops of color. That's probably one of the best animated scenes in my opinion.
Yeah.
Of all time in a movie. Like I'm seeing a bit of tang, and you see the different flashes of color. That was probably one of my favorite scenes of that movie.
I think it's genuinely because it gives people something to connect with more on a
Yeah,
realistic level.
yeah,
Whereas The Incredibles is a great movie. I do think it gives a realistic connection, but there is more suspense of disbelief in The Incredibles. But
mm-hmm.
let's take a step back and talk about The Incredibles a little bit more. Because while The Incredibles is my favorite Pixar film, it is
Same
and
top three of
always
mine.
has been my favorite Pixar film. I
Mm-hmm.
love it with all my being, and it's been my favorite Pixar film since I was a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
And again, with Michael Giacchino, the
Brilliant.
score, just I have the score on my phone. I mean, I can't. I love it so much.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but with the the movie just being a study on the family dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the family dynamic, but with superpowers.
Yeah. Who got vegetables? I did, and you're going to like it. Oh man. Did you
Is that the
wash your
second
hand?
movie?
Uh,
I think that's the second.
are you sure that was the second movie?
I think I know majority of the
No,
quotes
yeah, you're
from
right. Yeah,
the
you're right.
first movie,
I'm sorry,
and
my
I
bad.
was like,
Yeah, I'm getting mixed up with the first dinner scene where Violet um
I want
through
to.
the hey, no force fields.
You started it.
You sit down. You sit down.
Sit down. Yeah. I was to
Paul,
say, I know. It's time to
engage.
engage.
Oh, you want me to engage? Here's me
I'm gonna.
engage.
I was to say, I know like
Mm.
majority of the quotes from the first movie. You started saying stuff. I'm like,
Yeah, my
hold
bad.
on now.
My bad.
Hold on now. I ain't never heard that one before. It shows you that
Yeah,
I've only seen like the second one like maybe two times.
yeah.
The second one wasn't that great. Let's not lie. Let's not lie
It's
to
hard.
ourselves.
Yeah, they
The
waited
Jack
too
Jack
long.
scene and the Jack Jack scene with Edna, that's really all I'm there for.
Yeah, I think all of us were honestly seeing Jack unlock a lot of his powers.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Um, but you kind of got me up. Yes, the family dynamic. You know, you have the mom who's stretched too thin, stretched too thin. Yes, the daughter who feels invisible. The little boy, who of course he's a little boy, so he just runs around. Of course,
mm-hmm.
that just feels appropriate. And then the dad who wears the weight of the world on his shoulders. So
Mm-hmm.
it's literally just a family dynamic. It feels the fact that you have multiple multiple things going on. You have the mom dealing with feeling like the dad is cheating, of course. There's
Mm-hmm.
that part.
Yeah.
Also dealing with him going through his midlife crisis. Bob is going through his midlife crisis.
Mm-hmm. About
Violet is going through whatever the hell Violet is going through. You know, the whole
teenager.
Tony thing. She's a teenager. You know,
Teenager.
like
Yeah.
the two kids have to worry about like what's going on with mom and dad,
Yeah. Dash
and
want to
that's just
be.
them while they're at home.
Yep. And Dash just want to be cool and actually want to play sports or whatever. And but his parents are like, nah, Dash, you can't.
But you
Mm-mm.
can't do that if you have these things that you can't show. You can't just show you have powers, and you can't show those powers to people.
Mm-hmm.
You're automatically going to be better,
Right.
so you can't show those.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I always thought that it was just interesting how they had to navigate the world. Something about the Incredibles I always thought was crazy was the limits that they pushed in those movies. Brad
Yeah.
Bird is an excellent writer,
Mm-hmm.
and it's crazy that he wrote both of these movies. So
Yeah, that show. See that, and this is why Pixar will forever be better than Disney. And I just have to say it. It is better than Disney. Pixar actually, Pixar really makes you. It really makes you feel 100%. But especially, man, The Incredibles and how, like, even how they treated super. Well, you're probably gonna get into it later, but we can
oh
continue this.
oh yeah, I was just gonna say like they were not afraid to push the buttons, like how the reason why they got sued. I feel like I feel like the chain reaction at the beginning of how everything got started, Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Incredibles, you know, he was he was out he was out on patrol, and then he he you think I'm sorry, but I'm about to interrupt my thought. You think that if he had just, because he was always like, yeah, I've got time, and
Yeah.
he kept going. Yeah, you think if he had just went to his wedding, that none of that would happen? you know, just go to your wedding. Stop doing all of that,
Mm,
because he wouldn't have
mm,
saved the guy that fell,
that wanted to fall, and then it would
that wanted to
it
self-delete.
wouldn't it would lead to um him suing
Because
Bob,
think
and
about it.
then leading
Think
to everybody marching in the streets to get rid of
what
superheroes.
Wait, think about it. Because if he wouldn't have caught the guy that wanted to self delete, he wouldn't have crashed into the building that Bon Voyage
Bon
was in,
Voyage,
and then Buddy wouldn't have flown in after him. He wouldn't have had to throw that bomb that landed on the train tracks that blew up the train tracks. Then he
transfer.
wouldn't have stopped the train, and then all of those people, like he literally got
Yeah,
sued by the people that were on the train. He got
and
sued by the guy that wanted to self delete. Like
mhm. Yeah, no,
if
yeah,
you would have
yeah,
took if you would have take your ass to your wedding,
yeah.
if you
Not
would
gonna
take
lie,
your ass to your wedding,
that is true.
maybe.
It wouldn't be all this. Yeah, damn. Yeah, I'm sorry, Bob. I messed with you, but yeah, you should have just gone to your wedding, bro. Let everybody else handle. Well,
Yeah.
okay. I'm trying to think also.
But
Do what,
he's a dedicated servant. He loved to
but,
protect the people.
but I'm also
It's
thinking of
also part of his hubris. He loved being a hero.
right, but I'm also thinking about okay, if the dude would have actually self delete, and while he was self deleting, Bon Voyage would have just stole the money, and of course, the cops would have gotten there. So
Yeah, it could have also went really bad as well. Like, where
exactly.
were you?
And it could have been it could have been that where okay, well, you were at your wedding, like I understand you had a wedding, but you also have a job to do type thing. So, but
Like, where are all the other superheroes in this town? They was all at his wedding.
yeah, no, yeah,
It was all at his
I,
wedding.
I don't, wait, well, yeah, I think all of them were. Yeah,
It
damn,
was all at his wedding.
all of them. Yeah, all of them were at the
Everybody
wedding.
was at the wedding.
Yeah. So I mean, hold up. If we're being honest, not everybody needs to show up at his damn wedding. So it's
I
not
think
just on Bob,
Frozone was at the wedding.
but that's his best man.
Gazer Bean was at the wedding. A
Yeah,
bunch of other people that we don't know were at the wedding.
right. Everybody was at his wedding. It's not like we have to completely put it on Bob. I'm not saying we are, but like if we're going from that technical standpoint, it's not all on Bob because not all of y'all needed to go to the wedding. Like
Yeah,
some of
don't y'all
y'all,
have a job to do?
yes, yeah, like some of y'all could be on call. Shoot, like that would be like
Do, do, do.
right. It would be like if I had a wedding and like my distant cousins, we were all superheroes, and my distant cousins came, and I'd be like, okay. I mean, yeah, they needed somebody. Y'all could have gone. We not
But
that close.
anyway,
Anyway, but yeah,
yeah. uh, my main point was,
that was a fairly good. That was a good take. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah,
That's
I'm
a
just
good
saying,
question.
like, he. I just think that it's funny. I've always thought that it was funny that the sequence of events that happened with Mr. Incredible or Bob
Mm-hmm.
with the saving the guy that wanted to self delete. You ain't saved my life, you ruined my death. Look at him like
That was a hard line. I'm not gonna lie. When I heard that, I was just like, that was bad. That was bad. But that was a good line.
Mr. Safely didn't want to be saved. Mr. Safely didn't ask to be saved. Mr. Incredible's actions so cold. He just like, what's happening?
So-called actions led to my client breaking his neck. I'm like, wow.
It causes him deadly pain, and you're just like,
what?
Hey, I saved your life. Me as a little kid, yeah, he saved your life, bro.
No.
Why are you ungrateful? You saved my life. You ruined my death. And you're just like,
death. Damn.
Me as a little kid, and me now.
Still
wild, bro.
Yeah, like
need some therapy.
Yeah, for real.
Need some therapy. He must have bad insurance.
Some wife left him some. I don't know. Everybody, all of it's messed up.
Maybe he has insured care.
And first off, hold up. He saved him. But you could still go through with it. Hold up. Nah. He could have still gone through with it. I'm just being honest. He still could have gone through with it.
If you think about it, what if Mr. Incredible was doing his insurance claim in the future, into 15 years later, and Mr. Incredible is at insured care? That's what I'm saying. Maybe he has insured care. Maybe Mr. Incredible 15 years later is taking care of his insurance claim.
No. He just like, I know that big back body, yeah. Who? I know you.
That's the crazy part. I also think that's just a genuinely smart part of the movie, that Mr. Incredible wanted to do insurance because he thought that was a way that he could continuously help people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, like under the radar, like help people. Because
like,
it makes sense that he didn't want to become a cop or something, because that would be too obvious, you know, like lifting all that stuff, it'd be too obvious. Yeah, I know that he probably wanted to become a cop. It's probably why they had to like move around or stuff like that. He probably wanted to become a cop or something.
Mm-hmm.
But like genuinely trying to be doing insurance claims, but all of that. But you know, insurance is a scheme.
Ponzi scheme, hell yeah.
Yeah, and you know, he just felt so miserable having to do that. But seeing him help people is genuinely just.
He's just like, I can't help you.
Like to help you.
I like to help you, but I can't. I'd like to tell you to go to Miranda Coswell.
Norma Wilcox.
Norma Wilcox. That's NOR.
Right? I'd like to see you file.
I'd like to.
I'd like to see you file. Right? Like I was like, help me out, sir.
Right, and he's just like, I'd like to help.
I'd like to help you.
But that's all I can do.
No, pretend to be upset. Pretend to be upset.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I know you're upset. Now go on.
You gotta hit the boo. Boo. Be like, man,
you get out of here.
They always, you gotta see. Why are they always upset? Look at them, pathetic. But I just think that similarly, yes, the two movies weave their main characters. Oh my gosh, they're dissatisfied with their lives. Similarly, they're both dissatisfied with their lives. They both want passion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Remy looks for it through creation. Mr. Incredible looks for it through trying to find. He wants to reignite the fire in his life, you know, that midlife crisis. He thinks that it's becoming Mr. Incredible again, but he finds that it's appreciating his family. Mm-hmm. He doesn't realize it, but it's appreciating his family.
Yeah.
It's like, and it took all of what happens throughout the movie. It takes becoming Mr. Incredible again and going through all of this. Yeah. But he realizes that being Mr. Incredible really just means that he needs to protect his family. It doesn't really matter about being Mr. Incredible. He really cares about being he really does care about being there for his family.
Yeah,
I mean, in the second movie, that's why I didn't like the second movie that much because it kind of regressed that growth for him. Like he was a little salty
and one
about
and they focus more on uh
on just Elastigirl. I was like, can we get
Elastigirl.
the Incredibles? Not
Miss Elastigirl. I'm sorry, Elastigirl.
like I like the whole. I like seeing Elastigirl. Like she was cool and all, but like, can we get the
And
Incredibles?
if we're
It
being
wasn't enough.
honest, too, we didn't really see a lot of Elastigirl like fighting bad guys and everything. They were it felt like they were trying to balance out the two of like, okay, but Mr. Incredible's at home trying to be a stay-at-home dad, while Elastigirl is um
Doing stuff
having her revamp moment now. Like, yeah, they should have really made it a family movie. Yes, it is a quote unquote family movie. I understand y'all, but like a family
like the Bulls.
Incredibles family movie where it's not just focused on Elastigirl. It's not just focused on Rob, Mr. Incredible. It's focused on Dash, Violet, and you still got lovable Jack. Damn it!
Yeah, it would have been more fun.
Right, my lovable troll, Jack.
And then when I take it back to, I almost said The Incredibles again. I'm talking about Ratatouille. There's something so interesting about the villain, the villain or the antagonist of the movie,
Mm-hmm.
just being humbled.
Yeah, I love that. I loved it. He just like, get my lawyer. Just his.
What? I was talking about Anton Ego.
Okay, I thought you were talking
Yeah,
about.
I'm
I
not
thought you were
really
talking
talking about
about the
Skinner. I'm not
sous
talking about
chef.
he was. Yeah, no.
Chef.
So him just really being humbled about like tasting good food and really not caring, just reigniting his passion. Remy's
Mm-hmm.
passion, reigniting his passion for food.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like they went for such a complex story in a way, and it was a passionate story. It
Yeah.
was truly a passionate story about creation
Mm-hmm.
and
That's
being somebody who wants to create. I think that it's a very beautiful story. I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm bouncing back and forth, but I'm trying to compare the two stories and not necessarily say which one is better, but recognize why people like each
each one.
story and
Yeah.
why people connect with it. I think that people connect with Ratatouille a lot because Ratatouille is a story about finding yourself and being able to find validation, being able to be validated.
I think it's the most. I think with Ratatouille, it's the most creative coming of age story
Yes.
that I've seen in animation. Because we never really saw that. We always saw, coming of age story. We see, working your way up, boom, now happy ending. But with Ratatouille, I think, like I said, the way that the ups and downs that it went through of him actually seeing what it's like to actually be a chef, and then everybody is the restaurant's doing well, blah blah blah, and then it comes crashing down when uh
Linguini?
when Linguini kicked him out, and he just like, listen, little chef, I got a lot of work to do, and you're just messing it up. And then Remy goes back to trying to go into his old ways, and then he becomes La Ratatouille at the end. So
I
yeah,
think you skipped over a lot, but yeah,
I did, but
it's like the ego of everybody started to raise as they got more popular,
mm-hmm.
and I think that was important. You
Yeah,
know, Linguini was like, you can't just, drag me around here like I'm your puppet. And it's like, well, Linguini, you really don't know how to do anything.
I was
So,
about to say, like,
okay. But it's not like Linguini could be like, yeah, so this rat up here is the one that's telling me what to
no,
do.
yeah,
So it's not like he could have told the reporters that
mm-hmm.
he, that's what was going on. So he had to give the credit to somebody.
Right,
Um,
yeah,
but yeah, And then when Remy was upset, he turned and started letting his whole family steal food when they
Mm-hmm.
got into a fight.
Yep.
And that when that betrayal happened, that's when the rift between the two of them happened.
Yep. And then he's just like, yeah, you are pretty much. You're pretty much telling him, yeah, you
And
are a rat.
yeah, I would say, yeah, that's when he made him feel like a rat. It made him feel
Mm-hmm.
less than what he felt like he was. He was no longer a chef, he was just a rat. Remy likes to walk on 2 feet.
Yeah.
And that's that time where you saw him walk on all fours.
Mm.
You're like, it really visually shows you that Remy felt like a rat in that moment.
Yeah. You're just like, yeah, I'm scum. Damn.
And right before Remy got caught, it was Linguini was talking to him, and he was apologizing um for saying those things to him. He was apologizing. He was just saying, I was getting really stressed out, and all this pressure is on me. And he was like, I know I couldn't do this without you. And you could see on Remy's face that he felt really bad for
He's like,
making these decisions.
oh. It's like, what is
And you
over
could
there?
see the guilt and the regret. And even after it happened, you could see the guilt and regret. And you could see that Remy felt bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
And later on, when Remy came back, when Linguini I mean, he he picks up Remy and he's like, no, Remy's the person who's been doing it. Well, not Remy because he didn't know Remy's name, but he's like, no, this little rat
Little
is
chef.
the one that's been helping me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to see them like have this bond. It's very nice. It's very sweet. Really, I really like the movie
Yeah.
more now that I'm an adult, and I appreciate them making a ratatouille dish. Like I understand that it's supposed to be like a country dish or something like that. Like
And a
it's
and a
something like that.
play on the words, of course, Ratatouille. So
Of course.
yeah,
Um, but also like ego just being like, damn, and just
it's
sitting there
brought me
and
back to
this man said,
childhood.
right? This man just
Mm-hmm.
smacking on that food.
Remember a mom's cooking when he was growing
Yeah.
up. Reminds me of
That man
mom's
put
home
his
cooking.
finger on the plate, started
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I
like,
gotta talk to the chef, and he's just like surprise, man. Yeah,
yeah,
because and I think that's also why a lot of people like the film too, is because food it it's a comfort food. That like comfort food, everything. Like we have a appreciation of food, especially here in America. But just the way Ratatouille depicts food, not only is just like, okay, yeah, it's a work of art, but when Ego brought came back to his roots, he's just like, this is what food is all about. It's bringing people together. It's making you feel like home, like with every dish. And that's why at the end, he was like, surprise me.
yeah. That final monologue of his really just cements it. Like
Mm-hmm.
his monologue really cements it. He's like that anyone can cook. Him repeating
That was,
Gusteau's words that
yeah,
anyone could cook, and finally him, the most negative of them all, finally saying that I understand finally what
but
Gusteau was saying when he said anyone
anyone
can
can cook.
cook.
Mm-hmm.
A good chef can come from any wait, what did he say? Like a
A
good
good
chef
chef
can
can
come
come
from
from any background,
anyone.
anywhere.
Yeah,
And that was yeah, that's the whole mantra of the film. I mean,
yeah. It
shoot.
was like, yeah, can't. Yeah, it was like not anyone can cook or something like that, but a good chef can come from anywhere, something like that.
And I just thought, how he had imagined guardian angel Gusteau on his shoulder, and
Yeah, that's
it wasn't until Remy fell at his lowest, and he came up with what I'm trying to think of which part Gusteau left his shoulder.
I think he literally told him to leave or something like that. He was just like, I'm just a figment of your imagination. Something. And he told him to leave.
No, but then I remember him. I remember the imaginary Gusteau, like those who love to cook, and he went back into the book or whatever, and that's when Remy looked at the ratatouille dish. I think something like that. I don't know. Yeah, that was ratatouille is underrated. I will say, even though I don't agree with Magnum Opus, I think it's underrated as one of Pixar's best films. You don't
I'm
really,
starting to
you
see
don't really.
why it's. I'm starting to see why people say it's the magnum opus because of what it's doing for connecting to people. I
Yeah,
mean, if that's
yeah,
truly what the by definition, by definition,
yeah,
it's that's what it's giving. I mean, I do think that The Incredibles is an incredible film. No pun intended. It's truly an amazing film.
yeah,
I love it through and through. I mean, the you caught me monologuing. I'm like, it's great. It's great. I have so many questions about the film that I could probably edit out and then post on the side.
yeah.
And I think I might.
Go for it.
Yeah. I think I'll just keep talking about it and then cut this video in half and then put that on the side. So what do we decide on the magnum opus?
Of which
Or do we
one?
agree to disagree?
And what's funny is I always considered Ratatouille in like my top 5 for. Well, hold on. Hold on. Let me go back into my Pixar bag. Incredibles, Finding Nemo, Monsters Inc.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, yeah. There's
Toy
Wall-E
Story 2.
and Toy Story. Toy Story 2. Okay.
Toy
Yeah.
Story
Okay.
2 is
No.
one of my favorites.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Ratatouille's not in my top 5. So I misspoke when I said I always put it in my top 5, but definitely in my top 10. Magnum Opus.
It's crazy. Monsters Inc. is not in my top 5.
Yeah. Monsters Inc. Yeah.
I love that movie. It's just not in my top 5. It's
No,
crazy.
yeah.
I don't think it's ever been in my top 5. I just like that movie.
Yeah.
Moving forward, Magnum Opus.
We might have to agree to disagree. It's like
Okay.
I understand. Trust me, I understand, and I will always be a foodie, and you know you know me. I love some cinematic stuff, but I still have to go with Incredibles.
Well, let's shake on that, and let's and we'll. I'd like to hear your opinions in the comments below.
Yep,
Sidebar: the guy that played Guidi, did you notice that's the same guy that played Bernie? Don't Bernie me.
that dude got some range. he got range. Don't Bernie me. This
Me.
little rat's guilty. Guilty, I tell you, guilty, guilty. Whoa,
When you
you
think
you
about
don't
it, you
see
can
it?
hear it. When
Yeah,
you think about it, you can hear it when he said, "Let's do this thing." You can hear it now.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, yeah, no, that's crazy.
Little rat's guilty, guilty. I say
You know,
guilty. What, you
whoa,
letting him go
whoa, whoa,
again?
whoa, you don't see it right
Right
there.
there.
I don't know how he does it, but when I get up from my seat, there's no attack. But but after there's attack. Coincidence? I think not. This part you and your son can go. Well, you just leave them leave. This little rat's guilty. Guilty, I tell you, guilty. Guilty, I tell you, guilty, guilty.
When I tell you, when I was a kid, we rewind that part so many times.
Same,
But right
same,
there.
right there,
What? You don't see it?
right there. I don't know. I don't know how he does it, but after I move, there's attack. Coincidence? I think not. I'd say I think not so many dang times during the week. It's not even funny or a
Guilty.
coincidence.
Coincidence?
I
I
think not.
think not. Oh my
Hmm.
gosh.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, is that all we got?
Yes. We'll circle around to the other incredible stuff in a second.
Okay.
So let's close this out so I can edit the
Yeah.
incredible stuff.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We hope y'all enjoyed. Please let us know what you think in the comments down below. What is your magnum opus? Is it Ratatouille? Is it Incredible? or is it something else? Leave it down in the description box below. I mean, comment section down below. My fault. Please follow us on all social media links, and yeah, we'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Bye. All right.